Hello, this is the Provoked Prawn, and this is the Beach Elite Atlas Aero. This is a wireless gaming headset from Turtle Beach, and this is an unboxing video to talk to you about what's in the box, what the headset is like initially out of the box, my initial impressions of it, and more. And I'll also be doing a review and some comparison videos to compare it with other headsets I've tested recently, and you'll note it's immediately interesting for a number of reasons. It has several different cables that allow you to connect it to different devices, as well as a really nice looking design. Now this is around £100 or $100 depending on where you are in the world, and represents a potentially interesting option if you're looking to purchase a new headset. You will note it is a PC gaming headset first and foremost, and I'll talk to you a bit more about why that is as we go through. Now, it's worth noting before we get started that I am recording the voiceover for this video with the headset's microphone on the default settings, and I will be playing around with the software that you'll see at the end of the video if you stick with me, because you can do various things to improve the audio, both what you're hearing and the sounds of the microphone as well. This headset immediately struck me for a number of reasons. It's quite similar, as you'll see, to the HyperX Cloud Orbit S in a number of ways that I recently unboxed, and I'm going to do a comparison video to talk about the differences between the two in the near future, and as I said, a review, so be sure to subscribe and come back to see those if you're interested. This is obviously considerably more affordable, and my initial impressions are it feels a bit cheaper and perhaps not as feature rich, but it also has a number of really interesting features to it, and that includes Waves NX as well as Superhuman Hearing sound, wireless obviously connectivity, and a number of other options as 50mm drivers, and it also has a multitude of EQ settings, presets, noise gate, chat boosts, and all sorts of other things within the Turtle Beach Control Studio, which I'll show you later on. This is the little wireless dongle that you'll see that you just plug into your PC and get an immediate connection. It's really easy to set up, and actually is remarkably impressive. It also is worth noting, before I dive in too much further, that this headset boasts apparently a 30-hour battery life, which I'll be interested to see whether it manages to live up to that or not. As you can see, the microphone is quite small and very bendable. It actually does a pretty good job in terms of audio from what I've seen so far. It has a nice bit of side tone on it, but you can adjust that, and I'll show you a bit later on a close-up of the controls on the headset allow you to adjust it, but you can also do it in the software. You'll see it also has a 3.5mm connection with a mic built into the cable and volume adjustment. Now you can use this with your mobile phone if you happen to have a phone that has 3.5mm jack on it. I do not, but it also will work in limited capabilities with PlayStation 4, Xbox and Nintendo Switch. Here's the micro USB cable for charging purposes, and I initially thought that I'd need to plug that in to update firmware, but actually I'm happy to report it updates firmware wirelessly as well, which is pretty cool. And then you get the little quick start guide as well. Now, I said that there is limited connectivity options. There are a number of different guides on how to connect the headset to various things. For the most part, you use 3.5mm jack if you're not using it on PC. But you can use the wireless dongle on PS4 apparently, although they do say that this is designed specifically for PC. To get the best experience, you need to be using it on PC, because you can take advantage of the software and also get the best sound quality. The connectivity options on Xbox, Nintendo Switch and PlayStation are limited, and you won't get the same experience, so that is worth bearing in mind, and I'll link to the guides on those notes in the description so you can get a bit more of an overview of that. However, if you look at the headset itself, you'll see a very nice looking bit of kit. It does look a bit plasticky on the outside and a bit cheap, but it is considerably cheaper, as I said, than the HyperX Cloud Orbit S, and it is not to be poo-pooed because it is actually fantastic. Immediately struck by the deep, uber comfortable ear cups, as Turtle Beach always manages to do, fantastically deep really comfortable ear cups. A lot of flex and bend and tilt in the ear cups as well, so it fits nicely on the head. It's nice and tight, but not too tight, it doesn't clamp. You'll note also the headband is not extendable in the usual way because it actually extends from the ear cups themselves, which is pretty interesting. It's an unusual design. I've not seen that anywhere else. And looks quite quirky. Also note some tilt there as well, so there's plenty of tilt and flex in these ear cups, and I do find immediately that it's very comfortable on the head. There is also a very comfortable headband and a nice metal finish on top of that. You can see very solidly built. So I said it looks a bit cheaper, but it certainly doesn't feel it. It's a very good quality piece of kit and really striking. I really like the ear cups on these. Very deep, very large ear cups, all encompassing. And I thought the same with the Cloud Orbit S, a similar sort of design to it. However, this is sort of a foam inner and faux leather outer, so it does a really good job of blocking out external noise. Side tone is a requirement. Now you can see the volume control wheels on there. One is for the volume control, the other one adjusts side tone on the fly, so you can adjust the amount of your own voice you can hear, which is pretty cool. It's nice to be able to adjust that. There's also a Superhuman Hearing button below that volume wheel, and some of these things can be tweaked within the software that you'll see at the end as well, so you can choose to change that. There's a mic mute button on the outside and the power control button as well as an LED, which you'll see in a bit, and that lets you know when the headset's in pairing mode, when it's running out of battery, when it's charging, and other things. The headband itself is very nice looking, and it also has a good solid build to it. Here you can see the micro USB charging port, the 3.5mm jack connection port, and the port for the microphone. Obviously it's a detachable microphone, and because it comes with that 3.5mm connection, if you do have a phone that sports 3.5mm connection, you could use these as headphones out of the house, and they're not too leery or garish, so that won't be a problem. Now, just to show you just how deep these ear cups are, is the USB transmitter next to it. You can see the size comparison. You can also pop these off and get access to the drivers, and you'll see some very nice looking drivers, also very capable, delivering really good sound so far, and there's so many customization options as well. A nice little feature they've added here as well is there's a storage port for the USB dongle, so you can tuck that away when you're not using it, or if you want to transport the headset, so you don't end up losing it. And you'll note a recess both in the ear cup and the thing itself, so there's space for that, and taking those on and off is really easy as well. You just pop on and off nice and easily. And you'll note this memory foam cushioning on the inside results in a very comfortable fit on the head and superb comfort so far. As I said, because they're so deep and they have that faux leather outer, it blocks a lot of external noise and is really comfortable. I can't say enough how wonderful that is. Also, being able to see the workings of the drivers is pretty nifty. You don't often get to see that. Close-up shot, you can see what I was talking about. There's a faux leather outer, but also you have this sort of padding on the inside, so you haven't got a fake leather or real leather against your head. Instead, you have a very comfortable material instead, and it's not a scratchy sort of mesh that you might see on other headsets. So the initial impressions is certainly one of comfort, and that's something I've seen with other Turtle Beach headsets in the past as well, so it's pleasant to see it carrying on here. Initial impressions are definitely that you don't necessarily need to pay the earth to get a fantastic bit of kit. It seems like this is going to be a very feature-rich headset. Now, another thing that Turtle Beach does with the headsets is puts a glasses spacing system in here. It's perfect for spectacles wearers like myself. There's a little inner strap that you can just tighten up on both the ear cups, and then that makes for a little small channeling that you can see here, which is basically allows for the arm of your glasses to go inside the ear cups and put less pressure on your head. So if you find that when you're wearing headsets you get a lot of push on the arms of your glasses against your noggin when you're gaming and it results in discomfort, then this is a brilliant solution A really simple one. I've not seen anyone else steal the idea. Turtle Beach puts it in most of their headsets from what I've seen, and it results in an extra bit of comfort, an additional bit of comfort to a headset that's already very comfortable and fantastic looking too. Another close-up of the drivers. As I said, these are 50mm Nanoclear drivers delivering some pretty fantastic sound, and I'll leave the specifications in the description if you want to check out so you can get an idea, compare them to other headsets. Close-up showing off the USB recess as well. As I said, these drivers make use of the software, which includes Waves NX 3D audio and Superhuman Hearing presets, basically designed to give you the edge in game by giving you a more accurate positional awareness when you're playing, also highlighting things like footsteps and gun sounds, and you'll see that in the software at the end if you stick with me. You can change it and tweak the settings to push one or the other. There are also options to bass boost and things like that. Now here's the volume wheels that I was talking about. Being able to adjust the level of side tone on the fly and the volume as well. There's also chat mix options, so you can adjust that too and hear more of your friends. Press and hold the power button to turn it on, and the LED indicator just below that will let you know what's going on when it's in pairing mode, how much battery is, whether it needs charging or whether it is charging, and things like that. You can see the white flashing light means it's in pairing mode, and once the dongle is plugged in, it will automatically pair, which is obviously a bonus. And a really quick and easy pairing too, and I've not had any problems with sound dropout or anything like that yet. It's early days, so be sure to come back for the review to get a more in-depth overview of it. I noted that it it looked a bit cheap in some areas, however other areas are obviously very good quality. The design of the headband, the way that tilts and flexes, is obviously very well thought out, and it really does clamp nicely to the head. It's not going to fly off in any way, but it's not crushing the skull either, which is obviously a bonus. Now, one thing of note that I will say is that the 3.5mm cable is quite long, but the micro USB cable does seem a bit short, so there is a concern that when the battery does run low and you need to plug it in, it's going to be a bit of a pain, because you'll need to be quite close to your PC in order to benefit from the charging capabilities. Obviously, also, if you're looking at this and considering it for console, you need to be aware that it's not going to deliver the same sound. You're not going to get the same results. You won't get the same experience. So you really need to be gaming on PC to get the most out of this. Chances are you're probably looking at it as a PC gamer anyway. And for that, it looks like it's going to be a fantastic option. Loads of features, brilliant design, really comfortable, and a very interesting bit of kit for a very reasonable price. Certainly comparable with more expensive headsets, and the fact that you can use it wired and wireless in a variety of different ways. I do wish they included USB-C instead of micro USB, so you could go USB-C to USB-C on a phone, for example. That's a shame they haven't done that. How many people have 3.5mm jacks on their phone nowadays? I certainly don't. I don't know whether you do. It might be a problem for you as well. And obviously the addition of Bluetooth would have been another bonus. Perhaps we'll see that in the future. You can't have everything for a small price though, and it looks initially like this is going to be a fantastic headset. I'm certainly impressed with the initial impressions of it are good. Diving into the Control Studio software, you can see there's loads of different customization options here. You can turn on the Waves NX 3D audio into the various different settings. There's a game spatializer. Superhuman settings down there as well. You can switch that on and choose to either boost footsteps or gunshots, as well as loads of different adjustments for boosting the bass, game dialogue, treble. There's various presets there. You can adjust the mic monitoring. As I said, you can see that I'm doing that with the wheel on the headset rather than the studio as well. So there are some adjustments here. You'll note on the left hand side as well, which I'll show you in a second, there are options to customize what the buttons on the headset do, so you can change that. Here in the audio settings, you can see you can tweak the EQ in various different ways and adjust the microphone's EQ as well. And there are other options for bass boost, treble boost, and all sorts of things like that. So plenty of customization options. How many? Too many? And you can save your own as well. And here you can see, as I was saying, you can change the variable mic monitoring wheel to be something else, as well as the Superhuman button, so you can change what those do. So if you have it set up the way you want it in the software and you want it to do something else, you can do it. You can also set up macros from your keyboard so that you can do things on the headset from a keyboard stroke as well. So find a key on your keyboard that you want to use for certain things. Let's say mic mute in this instance. I'm going to use F1. Quick access to that. All in all, lots of different customization options and a fantastic bit of kit so far. Be sure to come back for the review and let me know in the comments if you have any questions. Thanks for watching. This has been the Provoked Prawn. Hope you found this video useful, interesting or hilarious. Be sure to subscribe and check out these other videos, as well as taking a look in the description for links and other information you might find useful. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions or anything you'd like to see extra about this, and have a great life.